There's a story which the people of Linton and Lynmouth like their visitors to hear. Long time ago, 1899, there was a big storm in the winter. Strong wind, big waves, and there was a wooden sailing ship in trouble on the Bristol Channel in the sea. Now at Linton and Lynmouth, they had a lifeboat. Not like the lifeboat in Ilfracombe, which we saw a couple of days ago. The old lifeboats were just rowing boats. No cover, no roof. And it was a rowing boat for 10 or maybe 12 men. And they wanted to help the ship, which was in trouble in the storm on the sea. But the waves were so big at Lynmouth that they couldn't put the lifeboat into the water. But they knew in the next village the position of the waves and the beach was different. And they knew in the next village they could put the lifeboat into the water. So they decided to take the lifeboat to the next village, but there were lots of problems. The next village was 20 kilometres away, up and over the hills and down again. The lifeboat weighed, it was heavy, 3 tons. Normally, 3 horses could pull it into the sea, but to go up and over the hills, they had to find nearly 20 horses. In that time, not a problem. Most farmers had horses, so that wasn't a problem. So they decided to try. They started pulling it up and over the hills. But the road wasn't a modern road like we have now. No tarmac, no concrete. It was more like a farmer's road, holes in it with water and little rocks, little stones, and it was very narrow and bumpy. In some places, when they were going along, the road was so narrow that men had to knock down walls and cut down trees. Eventually, they got to the village on the other side of the hills. It took them all night. They started in the afternoon, and next morning they were at the village. They rowed out to the ship which was in trouble. And when they found it, they took a rope from the ship to the lifeboat, and they rowed 20 kilometres across the water to Wales, where there was a safe harbour. There is no safe harbour on this side. And when they were sure that the boat was safe, that the ship was safe in the harbour, they turned around and rowed 25 kilometres back home again. 100 years later, in 1999, they did it all again as a 100-year celebration. They had one of the old lifeboats, they had a trailer, wheels, got the horses, men dressed up in the old costumes, and they pulled the lifeboat up and over the hills once more. But this time they did it during the day, and the newspaper people were here, and the TV people were here, and now many people all over England know the story of when they took the lifeboat up and over the hill. They call it the Overland Launch. Do you know the word launch? When a ship starts its journey, goes into the water, they launch the ship. When a rocket goes up into the air, they launch the rocket. It's the beginning of a journey. And you might see a little book, The Overland Launch.